Welcome to the Wellness Biz Academy, where we turn passionate practitioners into profitable practice owners. I'm Cass Duffield, corporate business strategist and naturopath, showing you how to build a thriving practice with simple, proven systems that work. Let's create the practice that you long to have, because it's time to start living your passion and growing your practice. Hi everyone, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Today, I'm really excited to bring to you a topic that everyone has been asking me about ever since the new year kicked over, and that is social media. How do I market myself on social media in 2024? The common themes that I'm hearing are, I don't get traction on social media. I spend a lot of time and effort doing it and I'm talking to nobody. I want to give up, take my bat and ball and go home because I've had enough. I hear you, I get it, and I understand. So today we're going to be diving into what the key trends are for 2024 and how we as passion-led soulful entrepreneurs can make the most of these marketing platforms. The great thing about many of these marketing platforms is they're free. There's organic options on all of them. So I think finding a way to use them in your business is really beneficial. Free marketing is good marketing in my book. So let's work out how you can best use these platforms to get traction in your business. Before we get into that though, let's have a chat first about where we sit as entrepreneurs that come from this heart-led, soulful space. We are a little bit different. We know that our mission is to help people. We are on this earth to make people's lives better. We offer transformations and experiences that help people live their very best lives. So we need to be a little bit different. We're not just trying to sell the latest pair of sneakers. We're not in a situation where we use manipulative tactics or scarcity-based tactics. We come from a place of heart that is authentic and it's full of integrity, and we need to market in that way as well. What you will find in 2024 is that the game is continuing to shift. How we market our businesses online has been in a state of flux and change pretty much since the pandemic. The great thing is that the old rules no longer apply, and what's working for one entrepreneur isn't working for another, and we can find our own path that suits us, which is fantastic. It gives us more leverage. It gives us more leverage, more leeway, and so many more options than we've had before. There is no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to marketing your soulful business. It's about finding the options that work for you and utilizing those. The first thing you need to realize for this year is gone are the days where you could share the odd static post on a social media platform and call that marketing. Honestly, was that ever marketing? It probably wasn't, let's be honest. So that fly by the seat of your pants style marketing where we throw up the odd static post here and there, that has to change. You really need to move into a space this year where you are consistent. Let's be honest about the situation. We know that we don't get great traction on social media when we're using organic posts on our business pages. And we know that at the moment. The algorithm doesn't make that easy for us. And we know that reach is somewhere in the vicinity organically of about 1% at the moment. What we do see though, when we look at statistics, is that if someone is considering working with you, they will often check you out online. They'll come to your website. They'll go to your social media channels. They'll have a look at what you're about, what you say, before they come and book to work with you. So for me, a number of these marketing channels, social media, is something that I think you still need to have, but you need to give it the priority it deserves, which is a little less than in years gone by. It is about brand awareness. It's about having something on that page and on that platform should someone come and check you out in the potential that they want to work with you. That is great though, because it takes the pressure off. You no longer have to worry about posting multiple times every day. You don't have to worry about how often those things are going out. Drip a few across the week just to have that presence, because you know those static posts aren't getting a great deal of traction. The next step that you need to embrace, my friend, for 2024 is you. You need to embrace you. And what I mean by that is I need you to step up and I need you to show yourself. You need to share your mission. You need to share your values. You need to understand that people buy from people. And if you want people to come and work with you, they need to know you. To be able to know and like you and trust you enough to work with you when they're seeing you online takes more effort. Show up consistently and regularly. You need to share what you're about, why you do what you do. But my friend, you also need to put your face online. They need to see you. They don't want to be seeing static, beautiful images of beaches and meals. Think about this for a minute. Your one social media post, the static post, comes up through their feed and you're finally getting seen. But that post is a picture of a beautiful woman sitting on a beach talking about how great her life is. It's not you. How do they know who this is, who this great entrepreneur is who could help them? They don't. So I think you need to make sure that your face, your brand is put out there regularly, if not on every single post that goes out, because people need to know you. The next thing that you'll need to be doing is start to embrace, if you haven't already, video content. You know that this has been talked about for the last few years, that video content is getting better reach, getting better engagement. That is only going to increase this year. So if video content isn't something you've started to use in your business, the time is now. It can be so simple. It can be as easy as filming some snippets on your phone and using those in a reel. And these can be reused. You can download those and use them across other platforms. You can also use long form content and turn that into short form content. So I'm going to talk you through that a little bit later in today's session as well. But now is the time to really prioritize that video content. You'll find that it works so much more than the other static posts that you've been using in the past. As a passionate, soulful entrepreneur, you lead with the heart. You are here to make a difference and help people. And it's important that that comes through in what you share in your social media marketing channels. Very often I see entrepreneurs posting these great ideas and quotes and everything else, but what we're not seeing is you. You need to remember that social media is about being social. Find ways to start conversations. Look at ways that you can engage with people and get to know them. How can you build community? How can you foster that sense of community in these online spaces? Think about how you can bring your heart and soul of who you are into your social media marketing. How can you show up? How can you engage? How can you interact? The final thing I want to talk about before we dive into specific platforms and how you can go about using these this year is an understanding about social commerce. Now, social commerce is literally shopping through a social media channel. Now, I know there's been some discourse online about TikTok and their shopping platform. Now, I know people love it or people hate it. It is a bit polarizing, but I think you will see that broadening this year. We know that Facebook has one coming out. Some people have it now, depending on what region you are in. We know that Pinterest has it, and Pinterest has had it for a while, and it actually is a very good shopping platform. So think about this, because shopping is going to increase this year. Now, how that works for those of us with service businesses remains to be seen a little bit. But just as we can use platforms like Google My Business to share our services and what we do, I expect we can utilize these shopping platforms in a similar way. But just be aware that that is going to be a trend that's likely to increase in 2024. So let's look at our marketing must-dos for 2024. Now, you know I'm all about having a unique marketing plan, something that suits you. So we won't dive into that here. I've already talked about this in previous episodes a number of times. It's about creating a marketing plan that suits you, that is achievable for you, that also puts you in front of your ideal clients in the spaces that they will be. There's no point you being there hanging out on Facebook if all of your clients are on Pinterest. So working out where your audience is and being in those spaces. Now, with that in mind, let's talk about some specifics. I know in my audience, most of you use Facebook as your number one go-to, and that's great. The key with Facebook this year is you need to get that video content moving. You have to start showing up and showing your face. There's so many options to get video on there, and you need to start using some of that this year. Now, Instagram is an interesting one. We've seen a trend last year where we're moving away from curated content, which is great. We're moving away from those polished, photo shooted images. People like real and they like authentic. So that's great for us. We no longer have to do photo shoots for our Instagram feed. Not that I ever did, but I saw lots of people doing that. So this trend is going to continue. The other thing we're seeing on Instagram is the growth of more digital storytelling, with lessons and educational content and a real focus on short, engaging, but informative pieces of content. This is a great space where you could start to share some of that about what you do or how you help the people in your niche. Also, too, don't forget really interesting content around behind the scenes footage from your business, your values. Perhaps you've organized a big program, an expo. Show us some of that. People love to get to know the nitty gritty of what it's like to be you and to run your business. So share some of that. Now, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is another space that a number of people in my audience use. LinkedIn is a business-to-business platform predominantly. It is starting to shift, but I don't think you're going to see a huge change in that demographic this year. But it is a great space for you to stand out as the expert. It might be a space where you could start to garner a following that could get you speaking events, workshops, seminars. Great space for that. If you're somebody who works with corporate clients, corporate wellness, another great space to interact and perhaps engage with those people. Who's on TikTok? I will be the first to admit I ignored it for a long time. I was not 18 or below and I didn't want to dance on TikTok. And as much as I've tried, I cannot do that floss thing to save myself, that floss dance from the kids game. So I'm showing my age right now, aren't I? But anyway, TikTok to me in the beginning was very young centric. That has changed and it is going to continue to change. What's coming through on TikTok is focused on authenticity, which is what we want. Less of a focus on these overly choreographed, shiny, polished, videoed pieces. A lot more real content, a lot more user-generated content as well. We're seeing more testimonials come through. So it could be a great space to have clients who've worked with you put up a video about how great it was to work with you and the results they've got. Great way to get some traction on TikTok is to have a look at what's trending in terms of the format of the way things are being presented, what kind of music is being used, what kind of voiceovers are being used. Sometimes there's some that can suit your niche, and if that's the case, jumping on some of those trends can be a little bit of fun, and B, grow your audience. Now, TikTok is a platform for me that's about brand awareness. Do I expect that will give you a huge flow on of one-to-one clients? No, I don't think it will. But it's going to grow that brand awareness. When you've got videos on there about the 5 top tips for sleep or the 4 herbs to help your perimenopause symptoms, and they're getting 5 and 6 million views, I think it's well worth the time to put up a short TikTok video. Now, Pinterest has been around for a long, long time. And for a number of years, particularly as a mum, Pinterest was something that I pulled out at Christmas time and at Book Week, when I was looking for new ideas for Christmas recipes and when I needed Book Week costumes. However, from a business point of view, it can be a really great platform because it is such a visually appealing platform and it is a search engine in its own right. The algorithm is very friendly. Your content is going to be searchable and in a very organic way. It makes it easy for your content to come up if you've got the right search terms, the right keywords. It can be a really perfect platform for us soulful entrepreneurs to share what we do. You can be sharing information and your ideas. You can be sharing your latest blog posts. You can be sharing recipe ideas. They get pinned and repinned all the time, so that's a great space. Top tips from your 28-day detox or your latest coaching results. How to overcome your mindset blocks webinar that you did. There's so much content that could be valuable shared on Pinterest. And the great thing about Pinterest is it's a very long-term platform. One of my best performing pins is one that's been up there for about 7 years. So it's a very, very long-term platform and your content can keep getting views and keep getting likes and repinned many, many times and for years to come. And there's one platform left that we haven't covered yet, and it is YouTube. I know it's something that a number of people in my audience steer clear of because it's video content. And something I'm helping you all with this year is to get over those blocks and over those barriers you have around video content, because I think it's so important for your business. Let's talk about YouTube. Now, it is a great space, again, to share your expertise. It's the place to be standing out as the expert. It can be a very educational platform. You know from using it, there's lots of how-to content and step-by-step content. Understanding that it is a really searchable space, it's actually the second largest search engine, and it is second to Google itself. So this tells you how searchable it is. It's still very organic. The algorithms aren't against you, so you can get found really easily. It's about having really good titles on the videos that you put up and using keywords and search terms to make the content you've written to go with your video very search engine friendly. This is a really awesome opportunity for you guys to move into video content, because a YouTube video might be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, however long you want to make it. That piece of video content is so easy to convert into snippets of content that you could be putting onto any other video platform. It could be Reels, it could be Stories, it could be made into a TikTok. So a really great strategy from a marketing point of view to make your content creation really, really easy. Start with YouTube. Start with that long form content that you're putting on a video. And then once that's done, pull it down into snippets. You can be using the video editor on your own computer. You can be using a program. There are heaps of them out there that can do that for you. So have a Google, a whole range from paid ones to free ones and everything in between. So using these tools available to you, you can cut down these long form videos on YouTube into smaller pieces that you can be using across all of your platforms. The great thing about doing that too is not only is it making your life easier, you're getting a very consistent message across all of your platforms. To wrap up today's episode, I want to talk to you about something that I call visibility marketing. Those of you that have been in my world for a while now, the past few years, you would know that I bang on about visibility marketing quite a lot. The reason I do this is because it's about getting you seen. I have a lot of entrepreneurs coming to me going, oh my gosh, I don't know how to stand out. And the truth is, friends, it is actually not about standing out. It is about being seen and being seen for what you stand for. When you have been seen by enough of your audience, you will get picked up. People will align with your message. You can't make you stand out. The people in your audience make you stand out. So you need to put that content forward that gets you seen and allow yourself to be able to stand out in front of the people that you want to help. So visibility marketing is my theory around getting seen, particularly in the online space. If you are just on one platform, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, wherever you might be, you are fishing in a massive big lake that's only got one fish in it. If you are on multiple platforms, you're increasing your likelihood of being found, and you're also increasing your brand awareness. What I have found over the years is there is a synergy. There is a synergy to marketing. And the more platforms you're on, you get a broader appeal and a broader audience. When I started to do this myself in my business, it was a very, very quick turnaround and I started to see results. People would book a discovery call with me and I'd say, wow, how did you find me? And they would say, well, Cass, you're everywhere. Everywhere I look, you're there. I go on YouTube and you're there. I go on TikTok, you're there. I go on Instagram, you're there. And the truth is, I don't do a great deal of marketing content. I really don't. You will find that my messaging across each week is very similar, that I work from my long form content. So the same vein the whole week. And one begets the other, begets the other. So it's not that hard to create a visibility marketing strategy that gets you seen by more of your ideal clients. To do this, you need to start with a few platforms. I'd say 3 platforms is where I'd love for you to start and master those. Now, when I say 3, I know most of you are on Facebook and Instagram and you're duplicating your posts. Take that as 2. That is 2. And I want you to start adding video content to that. So Reels, Stories, etc. on those 2 platforms. Then I want you to work out where your clients are. Where's your ideal client hang out? And I want you to add that. For some of you, it might be Pinterest. For some, it might be LinkedIn. For some, it could be YouTube. I want you to add another platform and start doing that one regularly. If you're adding something like YouTube, I think once a week is adequate. Less to start with. Let's say you want to start by putting a monthly video on YouTube. That's still a step forward. Go for it. And as you get better at it and you get more content you want to share, increase it. Ideally, though, I think weekly on YouTube is best. Whatever platform you add, I want you to be on more than just Meta's platforms, because you know those algorithms aren't your friend. It can be hard to be found on those. So the more you can add, the easier it is for people to be able to see you. The other element of visibility marketing is SEO. And to do that, you need to bring back the good old blog. The blog has so many juicy keywords in it that can help to get you found. Add that to a great title and you've got an amazing piece of content. So right now, as a starting point for a visibility marketing strategy, I think you need to be on at least 3 social media platforms and add your blog in. That's where I would start right now. If you're already on 3, have a look at your consistency, have a look at how regularly you're on those and adjust as necessary. And if you're mastering those, add something else. You're just recycling your messages and recycling your content. You're not adding to your workload. It doesn't take that much more time to add another platform, I promise. Have a look at that for yourself this year, how you can bring visibility marketing into your business and how you can start to implement these marketing must-dos for this year. I hope that this session has been really valuable to you, and I hope you've got some great insights. If you have, I'd love to hear them. I look forward to seeing you in our next episode. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for listening to the Wellness Business Academy podcast with me, Cass Duffield. If you are interested in growing your practice, come get my free guide, The Practice Success Toolkit, at cassduffield.com or grab it in the show notes. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.